What's up, Godzilla fans? Samson West here, and I'm going to bring you my next Godzilla figure review. So, we're creeping closer and closer to my final few figures to review in my G-Fest update video. So, let's go ahead and get started on what's next. So, what I'm going to bring you next is the Banpresto Final Wars Godzilla. Now, he's a pretty cool figure. He kind of stands in between being 6-inch and a 9-inch figure, so he's right in the middle. He could scale up with almost anything. Not really, but almost. So, alright, let's go into detail on this guy. I really like the way everything is done with this one. The pose that he has, he just looks very menacing in the way he looks like he's about to charge and attack something. The way that each scale looks on the body, the color of the nails on the toes and hands, the inside of the mouth, he has the red, purple, kind of maroon colored tongue, the just kind of rotten looking teeth, tannish colored, the really menacing looking eye, the just very nice scales running down the back, or fins running down the back. They're kind of blended in from the color of the fin to the color of the skin on the body. It's just very nicely done. It's kind of like a holographic, it's illuminating. It's really cool looking. So yeah, detail on this guy, really good. Now let's go on to posability, articulation, whatever you want to call it. The head moves all the way around. Whoop-de-doo. Each arm can go like front to back. It doesn't move up and around, it goes back to back. Just like almost all Final Wars Godzilla figures. That's funny. They all actually do that. They go front to back. None of them go all the way around. As for the legs, they spin all the way around, 360 degrees. As does the tail. This is the first time that I have a figure in the review that the tail moves all the way around. Oh my god! And also the tail not pivots, but it spins all the way around right here too. Why? Don't ask me. I didn't make the damn thing. So, let's see. That's articulation. Let's move on to sizing. Everybody wants to see what he looks like compared to other monsters. Here's the 6-inch Final Wars Godzilla, and here's the 9-inch Final Wars Godzilla. Like I told you before, he kind of stands in between both of these two. He's on the verge of being 9-inch scale, and he's taller than the 6-inch one. So he's right there in the middle. Alrighty, that's what he looks like in between these two guys. So, you'd think that he would scale up perfectly with a monster that was made by the same company, but for some reason he does not. Here's the Banpresto Gigan, but he does not scale up right with this one. Gigan is much taller than Godzilla in this sense. See, he's just way too tall. I mean, I don't understand why they would make two figures by the same company that don't scale up right. From the same movie, by golly. But they don't, so we'll have to just accept it, I guess. And, oh yeah, something I forgot to show you. I did get this thing in the box, so here is the box. And on the side there, you can see, well, no you can't, but now you can. You can see there's the Final Wars Gigan and the Final Wars Godzilla, both made by Banpresto. You'd think they'd scale up, but they do not. So, I got them in the box for 30 bucks. So, yeah. Alright, back to sizing. Let's do this some more. Here's the Final Wars, here's Monster X from Final Wars. Now, I'd say this works. That's all. I mean, I could say that this does work. It's not like he's completely out of scale, where he's just like either oversized or just undersized from Monster X. He's just kind of right there in the middle. But I mean, if you want a figure that does scale up perfectly, you'd want the 9-inch version of the Final Wars Godzilla to bat heads with this one. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this one. So I'd say scaling works. It's not perfect, but it works. But what does scale up pretty perfect, it's not Bandai or it's not Banpresto, it's not any of that, is Marmot. Marmot did a good job with the Final Wars Kumonga. Now, he's a big figure. He's like a good, just huge figure compared to the Final Wars Banpresto Godzilla. But I'd say that scaling right here would work pretty perfectly. This monster was just very large compared to the Final Wars Godzilla. So there's that. That scales up pretty damn well. And here's the Final Wars Abera, I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyway, there's what that looks like, and it sizes up pretty well too. I'd say that works. It works well. So, yeah. And, okay, well, this is kind of a short review. There's not too much to go along with this guy. He's just kind of a neat figure. I just always wanted him just to see what he'd look like with all my other stuff. And now I have, and I'm impressed. I do like it, no matter what any of you may think. So, alright, that's the end of my video. Thanks, you guys.